everyone, my name is Frederick Olson. This is my IT 415 final presentation. Let's just jump right into it. What was the topic that I went with? Well, I went with losing weight in the keto diet. The reason why was back in February, the professor said to record some data daily. It could be anything from your weight to stock prices to the temperature, etc. And one of the suggestions that stuck out to me was doing my weight daily. Because to be honest, I'm a pretty overweight person, and I thought it would be pretty cool to try out recording my weight daily just to see what it was. And not only that, it also gave me the idea to try out a diet plan just to see what its effect on my weight was over time. And since February 2020 up till April 20th, more or less, I tried to maintain the keto diet as long as possible, and this is what this project's about. But let's move on. So what is the data exactly? Well, where does it even come from? Well, all the data came from me. The data was just me collecting my weight every single day from February 20th to April 20th, and I also recorded an extra data point being if I met keto that day or not, meaning that I ate no carbs or very minimal carbs, and if I actually did it correctly or not. And those were the two key data points that I recorded, outside of the date that I did it on, of course. And then what visualization tool did I go with? Well, I went with Tableau because it was really easy to just plug in my data from the Excel sheet that I created from storing all the data daily. And I was able to integrate such a beautiful responsive visualization onto my webpage. Originally, I was going to use Infogram, but I was having a couple problems with it. Being one, it was hard to differentiate my data points between successful keto days and failure keto days. And also, it just was not very responsive. It was actually kind of ugly to look at sometimes on too small of a screen. And that's why I went with Tableau instead. And another thing, what type of graphs did I go with? Well, I went with a scatter plot. The reason why is because it's easy to provide a bunch of data points and show you trends over time, as well as being able to mark each individual data point to see what differed that point in time. And so, as you'll see on the tool later, you'll see the difference between days that I met it and days that I failed. And the scatter plot was the perfect tool on Tableau to be able to show you which days it was. And actually, I'll get into that a little later too. And actually, no, I'll just get into it right now. Let me show you my webpage. Sorry, wrong page. And this is the homepage. You're greeted with the homepage of ketogenic diet description. Why? Because that was the whole point of this project. I decided to go on keto to see what its effect on my weight loss was. And so I briefly describe what it is on the homepage so you can get a better idea of it. And generally, what is the keto diet? Just for a quick summary, it's generally you cut out carbs to eat proteins and fats. And once you do it for long enough, you'll run out of blood sugar and you'll start breaking down all these proteins and fats for energy instead of the sugars, and that's called ketosis. It helps with weight loss, heart disease, acne, and diabetes. And I started recording my data, my own data starting 2 months ago, in February 20th all the way until April 20th. And it also gave me the idea to try out a diet plan, and that's why I did this project. And here are my sources describing the ketogenic diet, but you probably want to actually see the visualization tool because that's the more interesting part. And you click this button and it shows you the second page. And here it is. This is the data that I've collected over the last 2 months. And thanks to Tableau, you can see it. You can hover over each individual data point to show you what exactly happened that day. February 24th, for example, I weighed 230 pounds and I met keto. Yep. And then on the 25th, I did meet keto, but I went up half a pound. The 26th, I did meet keto, and I was 230.2. And as you can see, this general trend was that over the course of the entire thing, I lost weight. And from the beginning, it was 230, and at the very end, I was 225. So I lost about 5 pounds over the course of it. And you can actually see which days that I actually met keto or failed, as indicated from orange being met, and blue meaning I failed, meaning I did not do it. And the first time I did it was about halfway through in March. And this is right where it happens, right here, March 23rd. And you can see that actually after failing, you notice that it's kind of a little bit of a jump. And every time I fail to meet keto, there's always a little jump 2 to 3 days later. That's an interesting point. But as a whole though, thanks to doing this diet and doing the daily recording, you can see that I lost 5 pounds over this month. And what were my findings? Well, I found that over time on keto, I lost 5 pounds. And the days that I failed to meet it, I had somewhat of a spike upward. And it seems like keto really does help, and not meeting it actually can kind of mess you up. So, as the general consensus is that from what I've experienced, the keto diet does seem to help with weight loss as long as you meet it. Okay? Thank you.